Welcome to enVisioning Success, the weekly podcast where Laura Di Benedetto and Julia Becker-Collins share tips, suggestions, and stories to help you succeed in business. In today's episode, we discuss 5 areas to analyze when considering an acquisition, including an organization's brand recognition, growth stability, customer base, and their attitudes towards marketing innovation. And now, here's Laura and Julia.
Hello. Welcome back to enVisioning Success. I'm Laura Di Benedetto, joined by Julia Becker-Collins. We're so excited to do this show for you. It is frankly a lot of fun being able to talk about these subjects and share this information with you. A, it's on my mind all the time. B, it's basically our lives, so it's nice to be able to talk about it and not be alone anymore. Just kidding. Am I kidding? Anyway, the show is sponsored by Vision. We're celebrating 25 years of kicking ass and making Julia laugh for the last 8.
Yeah.
She likes my stupid dad jokes. I'm not even a dad. But
Dun.
What's going on?
That's fine.
I know. It's lame. So today we're going to be talking about assessing a target business, the marketing and growth potential. The reason why we want to think about this is because let's say you want to grow your own company by acquisition. That is great. Instead of trying to get one customer at a time, why not get 40 at a time or 500 at a time or 2,000 at a time? That seems really intelligent. So marketing is great. Hi, huge fan, right? But it's also not everything.
It's a tool in your toolbox.
Correct. So we're acquisitions. That's why we're here. So today we're going to be talking about how to evaluate the marketing effectiveness and growth potential of a business that you might want to consider purchasing. And, like every other episode, we've got 5 awesome tips for you. And we think that we'll find, a lot of value here for you. I'm actually thinking and learning quite a bit about acquisitions at the moment myself. For years, we worked with a local acquisition company or merger and acquisition company, and they did Main Street businesses. And, all these years later, I am still friends with the owner. Really, really nice guy, even though he's long retired. Everybody needs an exit strategy, but, he owns 16 companies, and it's a great way to build your wealth. And that's one of those things that's like available to business owners, with all that crazy responsibility that you take on. There are rewards for it. So that's one of them. So
there was an episode we did a long time ago. I think it's got to be a year ago at this point, where we talked about mergers and acquisitions. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all I could hear was murders and executions.
Oh, I remember that.
For our podcast producer who is going to want to know what book I'm referencing, it's American Psycho. He works in finance in the 80s and he works in mergers and acquisitions, but he keeps saying murders and execution. And now I can't not hear it.
Wait. This was the Christian Bale movie, right?
Yes, it's the Christian Bale movie.
He's so hot in that. Sorry, gentlemen.
He is very hot in that. But also, I have the book.
That's what happens when you exercise and basically just live on like lean chicken for a long time.
He was basically eating like whitefish and asparagus for that role. But I have the book. It's somewhere in my bookcase. I'm trying to find it.
Murders and Executions.
Murders and Executions.
Very nice. Just in time for Halloween, which is in 2 days. For us, anyway. Probably not for you by the time you listen to this, but.
Yes. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of my brain, thank you.
No, I'm glad. Listen, you know me. I enjoy a good tangent. Hopefully our listeners do as well. If you enjoy our dumb humor, you're in the right place.
I was going to say, if they're listening and it's episode, what are we on, 54, and they don't enjoy a tangent, I don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah, really. I feel like half the time, the tangents are more fun than the actual show itself. And then the crap that we discuss before we hit record is usually like laugh out loud, riotous, but very inappropriate. So it will not be going in the episode. Too bad.
Yeah.
We can do like Vision After Dark and do one of those like super fucked up episodes.
I love it. Laura, give us the first actionable tip for this week.
Nice non sequitur.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the ops person. We're going to stay on track.
All right. Fine, I'll do my job.
The worst.
All right. So when you're looking at growing by acquisition, why is my nose so itchy? I do not have a Coke problem. Holy crap. I don't.
Also, in that book, they
No, seriously, I'm scratching my nose here. And now I look like Rudolph. It's all red. I just stuck my face in my cat's belly. Okay. So no judgment. There's no snow issues here. I would have much more energy and get way more shit done if I had that kind of problem.
Me too. Same.
Anyway, seriously, back on track. So the first thing you want to do is you want to analyze the existing marketing channels. You want to take a look at the business, how the business is currently reaching its customers, and how effective it is utilizing different marketing channels. So, oh man, I got to tell you a terrible truth here.
Okay.
A lot of times people will invest in marketing, when they're not working with us, and they'll be pissing away anywhere from 20 to 50% on the wrong stuff. The problem is they can't identify which 20 to 50%, so they keep doing it.
Yep.
So now that you know this, look for that when you're evaluating your prospective purchase. So in the last episode, I got my notes off to the side. That's why my eyeballs keep going sideways here.
I mean, I wasn't going to ask, but now that you've mentioned it.
Yeah, I knew you were judging me silently, and now it's not so silently, you bitch. So, the judgment eyes and the eyebrows. No! Anyway, this episode's going to be interesting. It's already rated E, so off the deep end we go. Fuck it. Whatever. Okay, so the last episode, we talked about getting your business ready for sale. And one of the things you need to do is showcase financial metrics from the marketing. Guess what? If you're not selling your business and you're buying one instead, you need to be looking for the financial metrics that the other business will be showcasing. You want to see the A to B to C to D to E connection that this marketing thing resulted in this sale. If they don't have that, they could be pissing away money. And you would like to know if there's 20 to 50% being wasted, and if so, on what?
Mm-hmm. As I have said in past episodes, I live and breathe objective data.
Yeah, you do. You're so fun at parties.
I am. I'm just a laugh riot with my spreadsheets and my analysis.
Oh my God, spreadsheets. Yeah.
Kill me.
Spreadsheet me harder, daddy.
PowerPoint slide decks. You know I'm speaking your language.
You like some of that sweet, sweet Bill Gates nerdgasm? Yeah, you do.
Vomit. Okay, so what I was going to say before I was so rudely interrupted was that one of the things that happens often with marketing is that people say it doesn't make sense to them and they don't know where their money's going. And like Laura said, they're probably pissing away a large percentage of that money because they're not looking at the data. The data is your friend. Is it sexy? Absolutely not. Is it fun? Also no. But will it make you money? And is that fun and sexy? Absolutely. And this is where it helps you make more money in yet another way. When you look at the analysis and you look at the data and you look at the boring spreadsheets, I promise you'll be able to make better decisions and see if the marketing's working. And if you're looking to buy a business, is the marketing that they say is amazing actually working? And even if it is working, can the people at the company explain it to you?
Right.
Because if they can't, then what are you buying?
Data doesn't lie, but people do. So keep that in mind. So
I'm going to get that tattooed on my forehead.
Sorry, I keep looking off to the side here. So I live in Florida, for those who don't know, and every afternoon, likelihood of rainstorms is pretty good. And I started hearing this. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is that leaves? No, it's downpour randomly that will probably be here for about 5 whole minutes and then leave.
Yes, whereas I'm in Massachusetts and it's just real cold.
Sweater weather.
Oh, sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. Oh my God, sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Oh my God, I just love sweater weather.
It's about time. Sweater weather. Sweater weather. Finally, sweater weather.
You're rocking it, your Velma shirt.
This is like, if you don't get that joke, you don't get the jokes we've done about Office Space. And then I don't know how to relate to you.
I don't know. We're gonna struggle to be friends, but we'll find a way. Whatever. All right. Second one, you want to evaluate the brand recognition. So the brand recognition is the market presence and recognition, and a powerful brand that people actually know has market value. And that's one of those intangibles that as a buyer, you might decide, I can make a acquiring customers easy for me, or that could make it hard for me. And you really want to think about honestly, the ease of getting new business, retaining your business, reputation, man. That's where it's at. Reputation is everything. And your recognition is part of your reputation. If people actually know your brand, they're like, oh yeah, I know that company. Even if they don't buy from you yet, that's fine. But having brand recognition is huge.
Agreed.
So it does contribute to reputation. It contributes to the know, like, trust. And if they know you, cool, liking you is the next step. So if they know you, and that's all there is with brand recognition, great. That business has potentially a lot more to build upon, at which point then the business can be even more lucrative to you as a buyer because you can do more with it to scale it after you take it over.
Absolutely. And also, like you said, it's helpful for scaling. It's helpful for selling. It's helpful for getting the word out. When I joined Vision Advertising 8 years ago, I'd had conversations with people and they had all heard of the company. It makes my job as somebody who is...
Baller.
I know. What? My job as somebody who's one of the public figures of the company much easier. I don't have to start with this is who we are and this is how long we've been around. But in case we haven't mentioned it, it's 25 years.
And we're dropping the advertising. It's just vision. We're like Beyonce, but better.
Exactly. Share.
Because we actually make money for you instead of draining your freaking wallet.
Share. Madonna.
Cher. Now that's an enduring artist. She and cockroaches will survive the nuclear apocalypse.
I love her. But it really does help with that large brand recognition.
Julia, do you believe in life after love?
No, but I believe in her ability to sell any album that comes out.
Nice. Cool.
Our third actionable tip is to check for growth scalability. I always trip up over that word, scalability.
Try saying fruit puree quickly. Go ahead.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm like saying it in my head and I'm like,
no. Try it.
Check for growth scalability.
You friggin' coward. Try it. I can't say it. Fruit puree. Say it. Try it.
Fruit puree.
One more time.
Fruit puree.
Faster.
Fruit puree.
How are you doing this? You're cheating.
I'm really not. If you are watching some video, you can see how uncomfortable I am right now.
I know. It's fun for me. Go on.
Check for growth scalability. I keep wanting to say stability, which is also a good thing, but
also relevant. Yep.
Yep. Determine whether the marketing strategies in place at the business that you are potentially going to buy or looking at buying can be scaled up effectively and efficiently to support growth, or are they stagnant and they are just not in a place where you can turn the dial up on what's already in place and grow the business?
Right.
Are they really just in a set it and forget it, and it's not going to be able to handle additional growth?
Yep. No, that's a really good one. I mean, here's a great example. Let's say a business that you're looking at, they do all kinds of like online advertising, and they've got some email funnels, and they've got all kinds of neat stuff like that. Cool. You could scale that by increasing the ad budget, and you could add another funnel. That's scalable. Or are you at the max and you just can't do anything with it, or there's no room in the budget because the company is not really profitable?
The other thing to think about is even if you have the potential for growth scalability in the marketing, can the business sustain the growth? Can you handle the growth, produce the service or product at an additional higher rate?
A lot of businesses can't. And there's a lot of prevailing wisdom that says anything more than a 30% growth trajectory per year is usually business suicide. That's not true 100% of the time, but I would say for a lot of business to business service-based businesses, it's probably true.
Right. And is that even a thought that has crossed anyone's mind at the business in terms of, do we have the resources to produce 30, 40% more next year if we have really successful marketing? And that's a conversation we have with clients all the time.
Yeah, I have that conversation a lot. I was just talking to somebody last week, And, they're like, oh yeah, I want to grow my business by 100%. I'm like, that's cool. You mean over like a 3 or 4 year period, right?
Right.
You're like, no, over 1 year. No, that is not wise. I mean, given the size of that person's business,
Right.
it would spell certain disaster. It's like, you really don't want to do that. And then once we started talking about it, can you actually handle that? No, I can't. Okay, then why don't we actually put our boots back on the ground here and be realistic? And we arrived at the more like 25 to 30% number.
Right. One of the green flags that I find in sales is when I have a conversation with a business owner who has a very firm grasp on how much growth they can sustain in the, implementation side of the business.
Mm-hmm.
So the marketing's really successful and the sales are really successful. How much more can they produce of what they are selling immediately today as compared to what they are currently selling? And if you already have thought that through and have a good sense of it, I am excited to have a further sales conversation with you.
Cool.
What is
Let's
number
talk about
4?
Number 4. Oh my God, you're in my head. Stop it. Stop it. You know what else people trip on? 77 benevolent elephants.
Where are you getting all of this?
Oh, my head's in an interesting place today. Can you say that for me? Can you say it?
77 benevolent. What is it?
Benevolent.
Benevolent elephants?
Yep. One more time.
77 benevolent elephants.
Okay. Come on. Say it normally.
77 benevolent elephants.
Say it too slow. You're ruining the fun.
I got nothing.
Yeah, you love data and ruining a good tongue twister.
I'm invited to a lot of parties. I'm sure you can tell.
Oh, yeah, you're fun. You want to talk about spreadsheets? Hey, listen, I love this about you. You can come to my party anytime. You can sit around and knit stuff, talk about cats.
I don't knit. I don't have a creative bone in my body.
All right, so let's talk about number 4. Number 4 is examining the customer base. You want to look into the diversity of the customer size. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is you don't want to have one huge customer that represents 60% of the business. That's actually really risky and scary. What happens if they leave? Your business gets chopped by 60% overnight. So it's not diversity like DEI. It's diversity as in distribution and percentage of overall sales. So that's what I mean by that. And loyalty of the customer base. How long have they been there? How long are the contracts? Are they like 10-year contracts? Do they like your staff? Are you going to keep the staff? Like, what are you going to do? Like, you want to see not just like a sustained customer acquisition strategy, but you want to see a customer retention strategy in place. Do you know how many people ignore customer retention?
Yes, I do.
A lot. An embarrassingly large amount. It's like, hey, hi, the easiest sales you'll ever make are the ones that you already sold 3 years ago and kept because you did a good job. Focus on that.
So retention of clients is very similar in the metrics as compared to retention of staff. It is, I believe, 3 times more expensive to bring on a new staff person as compared to retain one. It is the same amount more expensive to bring on a new client as it is compared to retain one. It is more expensive always to bring on a new client than it is to retain a current client. It is also more expensive to sell a new client than to upsell a current client. And then,
oh, for sure,
what Laura was saying earlier about diversity of the customer base, it's a big truth in finance, diversify or die. And what that means is, your financial sources, whether you're a nonprofit, a for-profit, a school, anything that deals in money, your personal finances, if you do not have a diversification of the financial sources, there is a real problem. Like if you had 90% of your retirement in one stock and that stock plummeted, you would have a problem.
Yes, you would.
Just like you do not want 90% of your funding to come from one grant or one client or one funding source.
That's right. Another side point to this that I didn't put in the show notes, but I think that would be really useful is as you're thinking about acquisitions, let's say this is, a vertical acquisition for you and you're looking to acquire something that it's kind of in the same universe of what you already do. It would be like our company deciding not to do websites, but to just acquire a website company. Well, cross-marketing potential. Look for that as well. So examining the customer base, you're going to be able to see cross-marketing potential, the health of the customer base, the loyalty of it. And here's the thing. I was just talking to one of our clients earlier today. We were getting really excited about this new acquisition that he's going to close on in just a few days. And it's in the zone of what he does already. So there's going to be huge cross-marketing potential. And I was like, oh, I'm excited to do some cross-marketing. It's going to be a lot easier. He's like, why? I said, because they already trust you.
Mm-hmm.
They already like you. You don't have to go get over that whole know, like, trust crap and build all of that. You already have it.
Yep.
So you get to just have conversations with people who won't slam the door in your face because you've already established know, like, and trust. So, examining the customer base for stickiness, diversity, how much more you can sell them, those are really good things. Mm-hmm. Julia, why don't you tell us the last one?
Yeah. So our fifth actionable tip this week is to assess marketing innovation. Consider the business's approach to marketing innovation and adaptation to new trends. Are they doing the whole, we've always done it this way, so we're going to continue to do it this way, which we all know I am allergic to? Mm-hmm. Or are they up on new trends, new technology, what's happening, what's possible, what the potentials are? It can indicate a potential for future growth if people are, paying attention to new innovation and new possibilities in marketing versus being stagnant and stale and saying, well, we've always sold by direct mail, so we're going to continue to sell by direct mail. Not only is that an incredibly expensive proposition, but you're going to lose money because the people that are paying attention to direct mail, as an example, are going to die, literally.
Bit grim, but accurate. So, the other thing to think about here is, let's say you look at a company and it's got really awesome marketing and, it's done a really great job at automating the customer acquisition and retention process. That's wonderful. And the owner has built the business in such a way that they've been able to fire/delegate themselves, their responsibilities away. That's a good thing. Also, the opposite could be a good thing depending on your skill set. If you find a business that is marketed very poorly, but it does have a good loyal customer base, you could actually add all of the stuff that we're talking about, but this would give you greater negotiation power in terms of, well, the business doesn't have all these things built, so I don't want to pay as much for it, which is great for you, but it also means that you'll have greater resources to be able to invest into building those things, at which point then you can go back to the previous episode, take that advice on how to build that stuff. And then we're also going to be talking in the next episode about integrating and scaling post-acquisition. So this whole episode arc of these 4 episodes is all about mergers and acquisitions. And I think that this is really useful. And it's like, I think the major thing that I really want to make sure that you take away from this is there's no wrong or right answer that's concrete and black and white. It's what's wrong and right for you. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, I would be excited to buy a business with absolute garbage marketing. Stoked. But if they have a solid operations department, like I would buy a landscaping company today that has, and I'd like to. So if anybody in Jacksonville is listening to this and you want to sell your company to me, please do. If your marketing sucks, but you have good customers and you have really good employees and you can't figure out how to scale it, cool. Sell your business to me because I can scale that. And that's easy for me because that's what I've been marketing and promoting for the last 25 years is businesses just like this. So you have to think about what your strengths and weaknesses are as an individual and what you add to the business. It's not just like, oh, this is going to be great and it's going to be a turnkey business, or as I said in the last episode, a turkey business, because my stupid finger doesn't want it to put the N in there.
It's a turkey business.
I hope you listen to this episode in November. It'll really just,
I don't think it's coming out in November.
No, it's probably not, but just listen to it next Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yay, buy a turkey business. I'm so weird.
We're so weird.
Julia's so sick of my crap. Sorry, folks. You know what? I have a really punchy sense of humor, but I think that's what makes me fabulous. So, anywho, I'm Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like me. Anyway, listen, the next episode, like I said, we are going to be talking about integrating and scaling post-acquisition. So this is going to be really fun. Make sure that you pay attention to that. Take notes. And the last episode was all about maximizing the market value so you can get the most if you want to sell. So this is the first episode you're listening to. Cool. Definitely go back and listen to the archives. Once again, the show is sponsored by Vision, celebrating 25 years of honestly making marketing so much easier and customer acquisition. So when you need help, go to vision-advertising.com and, do us a favor, please rate, review, subscribe, share, do like all the housekeeping stuff. Please, it helps our show get out there for free to other business owners just like you. See you later.